hey, this is Danny Doyle, and you are here with my Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War 0% growths run. Let's do this. I don't think there's no reason to do anything with those grubs. Let's just kill him. And seize the castle. So the fun thing about having a mounted lord is he can actually kill the boss and seize at the same time. I don't know what Ira is going to do now, because normally I lure her farther away, and her AI suddenly becomes castle, 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 castle. Because she needs to check if Shannon is okay. The reason she's an enemy is they were holding him hostage in there, and she had to fight us, or else they were gonna kill him. He's her nephew, and he's like the heir to the throne of Isaac, which is the country she's from. Weirdly, so you talk to her and say like, hey, we found Shannon in the dungeon, and like, we're not gonna, like, we freed him, you don't have to fight us anymore, and then she joins you in thanks. But when she, like, decides I need to find Shannon, weirdly enough, instead of just, like, running to the castle and investigating, she destroys it. She just, like, she shows up, he's not there, and she's like, fuck this castle, and just destroys it. Which, it's not a home castle, so you don't lose, but you do lose money. Because the amount of money you get at the beginning of every chapter is based on how many blue castles you had at the end of the last chapter. So I would like her not to do that. She can't reach it with Sigurd here, which makes me really worried that she's going to suicide onto him. A thing I would like to not have happen. But we'll find out, I suppose. Meanwhile, we're just gonna keep dancing with the brigands and see what happens. I'm glad to see the commander is at least far away from Do. I mean, he's demonstrating what thieves are known for, which is dodging. So it's not a huge deal, but none of the regular guys one-shot him, which is why, like, Ideen is there to heal him, I guess. The commander kills him in one hit at base, which at base is just the definition of this game. Especially for Do. Do's not getting any stat boosters. Do's not getting any rings. Genoa has fallen. I must get to Shannon. Oh yeah, she thinks that we're the enemy because Granville, which is the country Sigurd's from, is at war with Isaac, which that's a logical assumption that we are the enemy because of that. So it's kind of weird that she didn't attack Sigurd, because he's like Granville nobility, and he just captured the castle that her nephew, who she's been like tasked with protecting, is in. I mean, gameplay wise, I'm very happy about that, but narratively, I'm not sure I understand it. Now, this is the point where if you're playing blind and you didn't leave Arden behind, you kind of go, oh shit, those guys showed up, and they are charging my home castle, and if they capture it, I lose. These guys are a cutscene. They're gonna get attacked by a really, really strong set of green units. It's a little bit annoying. Like, it's really cool the first time you see it, because it sets up sort of like foreshadowing for, like, it's supposed to make you think, wow, those guys, the Cross Knights, are so strong. And it's cool, except for the fact that, it takes a lot of time to watch green units fight red units, and it's something that you can't really, like, influence, really. Oh yeah, now Ira's on my team. So it's just, like, it ends up being kind of a time sink. in a game that is already very slow to play and slow to watch. Send Arden. Arden is keeping up with the Cavs. Keeping up with the Cav Dashins. Wait, no, Dashin's from a different game. Dashin's from Thracia. And he does not keep up with Cavs very well at all, not even if you rescue him. Who did I not move yet? Oh, just these two. They're not going to be moving, though. Yeah, I guess it's not as much of a danger as I thought. I thought those guys were, like... It looked like the one dude had figured out that he could walk around, but then they're sort of rearranged and he forgot about it. I know that... I mean, it looks like, at least, those guys are just trying to beeline for Aideen, like the ones who are pushing up against the cliff. Think that maybe cliff walking might be the fastest way to get to her? I'm uncertain. Oh yeah, that's Eldigan. So Eldigan, Quan, and Sigurd are sort of like the three best bros. I think it might be an intentional, like, Three Musketeers reference. They are each of different, like, they're each of different Holy Blood families from different kingdoms. Sigurd is from Granville. Quan is actually, like, the king of the Onster. And, Eldigan is from, Augustry. Eldigan and Sigurd aren't kings, but they are members of the nobility. And they all have Holy Blood, too. They can all use different holy weapons. And they sort of, like, became best friends in, like, the academy or whatever. So this is sort of Eldigan's, like, showing off, I'm so cool. This is supposed to set up the Cross Knights, who later on you have to fight. And it makes them look super tough because they're just demolishing these guys. Mostly because these guys are really weak. But I think it's both supposed to set up that the Cross Knights are really strong, and supposed to set up that, hey, maybe you leave a goalie behind, because Eldigan will not always be here to rescue you. It's also supposed to set Eldigan is really strong, which he is, and you also sort of have to fight him, sort of don't. It's complicated. Or not that complicated. You have to fight him, except for that you can talk him down into basically resigning himself to get executed by his king. Which is always the best choice, because even if you, for some reason, like, even if you have trained people, it's going to be hard to kill him. And even if you want to kill him, you actually get a reward for talking him down instead. Like, he gives a sword to his sister. He's like, his sister is in your army. He gives a sword to her, and he's like, this is probably the last time I'm going to see you. Here, take this sword that's actually pretty crap, but worth a lot of money. So you can sell it immediately for the money. Which his sister is going to be one of my carry units. So getting money on her is good. Why is he taking so much fucking damage? He's supposed to be... Oh, he stopped on a road. I wonder if... In Thracia, certain characters have flags that make it so that they cannot get killed. Like, the RNG is rigged in their favor if they're gonna die. Jesus Christ. Damn. And he, like, there's no vulneraries in this game. So he doesn't have, like, healing items, because of course he doesn't. Are there Valkyries up there? No, huh? I mean, he probably, if they don't do the FE4 thing, then they probably have, what level are you, Commander? Level 10. If they don't do the FE4 thing, is that road? That's sands, okay. Then they probably just have him do an I Must Retreat, because he's an important plot character, and he becomes a boss. So it'd be really weird if he could just, like, die to red units. I mean, this game does have a number of characters do a I must retreat, both on your team. Like, you saw Finn do it. Quan and Ethlyn will also do it, because they have plot roles. And then there's some enemies, especially in Generation 2. In Generation 1, it's basically just one unit. But in Generation 2, there's a lot of people who... the game wants you to fight them multiple times. And so, when you kill them, they don't die. And it's a little bit annoying, and some of them are because, like, oh, this is a big plot character, but then you get some who it's just like, fight these 3 mages who have the same face, but then fight them again a second time. What was that hit chance? 16. Damn. So it's like a little obnoxious. I don't think it's terribly egregious, because for the most part, the people who you fight again are, like, big figures in the plot. And they're built up, and, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not terribly bothered by it in this game, as much as I am in, like, 3 Houses, where fucking every boss is Hubert. And I think it's because people usually only retreat once. So even though, you know, you fight the mage sisters, the mage triplets, you fight them twice, you don't fight them 20 times. The only person you fight 20 times is, there's a guy, I think his first appearance is in Chapter 2, but they reuse his portrait and just palette swap it for, like, 20 different bosses. I have never seen the Green Knight fight go like this, where, like, now Elliot is just fucking running away. Is he in healing AI, or is he just, like, going for my castle? Should I actually be concerned, even though... No, I shouldn't. Eldigan has this. Yeah, so Elliot does AI must retreat. That's not who I was thinking of. I forgot that he did it, but I almost don't even count this, because this isn't this isn't combat you're involved in. This is a cutscene for all intents and purposes. It's just like an in-engine cutscene. One, two, three, four, five. $28, $29. Oof. What if... Oh, the hand axe. That's what this is for. Because I've got super duper Canto, so I can, like, re-equip the steel axe. And wait. That's what also makes, Master Knights... I mean, so many things make Master Knights good, but one of the things that make Master Knights good is they can attack with a bow, and then they can re-equip a sword for enemy phase. Which, like, it's already nice to have a horse with a bow user because you can do hit-and-run tactics, but if you can do hit-and-run tactics and then decide, you know what, I'd actually like to attack enemies on enemy phase as well, that's just so much better. Ira, I'm not terribly worried about her falling in love, because if she does, like, I'm gonna kill her off, because I don't care about her, or not I don't care about, I actually, even though they are overrated, I was one of the people who, I was a Larsai fangirl. I liked her. I was like, hell yeah, overpowered female Myrmidon, like girl power. But she's not good, and she's especially not good when she doesn't grow and she just has like Myrmidon bases. Like Astra's cool, and I was talking to Jacob about like how he thinks that maybe passing Astra down would be worthwhile. I think that the stats, I mean, Rodney and Ronovan, who are the replacement units, are not going to have great stats, but they'll have stats. And I like it when my units have stats. And they will also each have an event. I believe both of their events are in Chapter 6, where they... Oh no, Finn! Oh! That wasn't even that good of a miracle, too. Like, 8 HP. I have to look up at what point miracle, like, how much you actually gain from it. Because it would be nice to know just how lucky I'm getting. And fire. Lots of fire. And we're gonna do this just because, like, I'm not sitting around watching that. I'm just not doing it. Might have to start making a tactical retreat. Level 11 though, not bad. Steel axe. Just because it's worth less money. And both for 100% chance to kill. How many kills do I have on this? 4. Let's start bringing that number up. I'm torn between, like, getting kills with Sigurd here for the Silver Sword, or getting Chip with Dew for the, money. I guess we'll do that. We'll do that. And let's show off some Ira combat. Is this a... that is a Plains. She should be fine against just one person. She has a blade, but like... I mean, look at this. It's 6 weight for an iron blade. Like, you usually think of an iron blade as like the super, super heavy weapons, but like 6 weight? That's half what an iron lance weighs. The weapon triangle is not balanced in this game whatsoever. I do not understand. It's so bizarre. Meanwhile, death by 1,000 cuts. Oh, okay. They've decided they're more interested in Dew once again. Well, some of them are. Others have decided that they would rather add to the crit rate of, or the kill count of the Silver Blade. Haha! Don't you know? Myrmidons always beat axe fighters. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, so that's part of why that I could have saved the rightmost village by now, probably. But I don't know. It's like what, 4,000 gold? No, 2,000 gold because it's only 2 houses. And they're each worth 1,000, and they're worth 500 when they're halfway burned down, is what it is. Let's see. Lex needs healing, so that I can send him back into the den to start getting more experience. We'll go here. And so Ira, like, I mean, 17 speed is really good. She gets the Brave Sword, but like I'm gonna give that to Sigurd cause 14 strength. But yeah, I did not realize that Arden had 13 strength. Damn swole. Yeah, let's start, where you at? Can you? You can't. Okay, well, it would be nice if you could, though. Yeah, let's start moving Sigurd this way and engage this group, maybe? Well, no, maybe I would like healing for that, though. Where's Ethlin? Let's just do this for now. We can move Sigurd that way and engage that group afterwards. I've sort of given up on the leftmost village, so time is not a huge factor. Oh, that's a soul proc. That's a soul proc at full HP. And that's... I forgot to mention entirely that Lex has Vantage, which in this game, I was only going to mention like actually super relevant skills. In this game, Vantage is actually kind of relevant and might come up in the playthrough, because unlike in Path of Radiance where it's just like you always attack first, here you attack first if your HP is below 50%. Which, combine that with Wrath, which is automatic critical hit when your HP is below 50%. You get some funny stuff. Unfortunately, the only way you can get Wrath and Vantage on the same unit in this game is through a pairing that is pretty suboptimal. Bro. Don't do that to me. That's so rude. How dare you? You pair a physical dad with a magical mom and magical kids, and they end up just, like, they always go first and have critical hits when they're at low HP, but they end up with very little bulk and very little magic, which is what they want. So it's like a critical hit doesn't actually deal that much compared to what the kid would deal with a magical dad. We are actually getting those kids. That is the third parent. Like, Dew is one pairing. He's gonna marry Bridget. And Aideen is one pairing. She's gonna marry Claude. Tiltu, who is the character with Wrath, we are getting one of her kids. We're getting both of her kids as well. She's the third mother who gets to survive of the, you know, optional mothers. But I'm not doing Vantage Wrath bullshit. Lex is not going to be a dad. Lex is actually a really good dad. he gives he gives some good growths, and he gives Paragon, which Paragon's great. Unfortunately, Lex does not give Pursuit, which hampers his kids pretty significantly, actually. So he's a good dad, except for that he's not. He's a good dad for, like, Ira has Pursuit naturally. Well, her kids, I think it's a class skill for her, but her kids both have it as a class skill as well. Yeah, it's a class skill for her, but her kids are also Myrmidons, which means they will also have it. So it's not a big deal. And then I think it's Aranis has it as a personal skill, so she will pass it down to both of her kids. And if you want to give, like, Lex the Pursuit ring in order to make him a dad for maybe some of the other, like, marrying Lex with Ratchesis and giving him the Pursuit ring is an option as well. But, like, he's a really good dad, except for that he's held back by a really, really important thing, and that is Pursuit. That's why a lot of people don't like Pursuit for basically that reason, where I don't think Dew's been hit yet. A lot of people don't like Pursuit for basically that reason, where, like, having it is so important that you'd be willing to give up an absolute shad of a dad like Lex just so that you can, like, get Pursuit from Alec or something. But that's just, FE4 was not concerned with units being balanced, and this was just one other way that that was true, because yeah, having Pursuit, just, like, such a big deal. And, I mean, FE4 also has, like, the holy weapons are really unbalanced, holy blood is really unbalanced. In general, like, having a horse versus not having a horse is really unbalanced. It's not a game that concerns itself with, like, balance is my passion type stuff. There we go, Finn. And I honestly think that's okay. Like, that's... I like it when a cast is unbalanced. That's part of what appeals to me. It's not the only thing, but it's part of what appeals to me about FE6, for example, is that you get these units that are just so... Finn? I did not know those archers moved. Usually... when I was surprised the people by Ira did as well, but I thought that might just be part of, like, because Ira moves, they move. Usually, when there's units in a formation like that around the castle, they don't move. Oftentimes it's like armor knights, and they're supposed to be guarding the castle. I'm in a bit of precarious situation because I did not expect all of those people. I mean, I think it'll be mostly fine. Dew doesn't actually need help. He'll just hold things off on his own like this. We'll figure this out. But that's a problem for another day. In the meantime, like, subscribe, ring some bells. I don't know. Bye.